As a huge fan of the Fallout series, I've decided to use my hundreds of hours of gameplay knowledge to see how quickly I can complete 100% of Fallout New Vegas with all the DLC. I'm going to be doing this in unique order to get myself overpowered as quickly as possible, but I realise fighting enemies isn't going to be the thing that's going to cause me the most pain. Welcome to 100% Fallout New Vegas. Yeah.
He's seen the bombs and the world's decay, but he's still got jokes to brighten your day. With a British voice and a little sass, he'll polish your armor and cut your grass. Oh, Mr. Handy Beep and Bop, fixing the world with a whir and a hop through the wasteland, day and night. Mr. Handy makes it right. When the raiders come, he'll spin and fight. Saw in hand, he's a deadly knight. But when it's calm, he's just your friend, cooking Salisbury steak till the very end. Oh, Mr. Handy Beep and Bop, fixing the world with a whip and a hop through the wasteland, day and night. Mr. Handy makes it right. Oh, Mr. Handy.
I wake up in Doc Mitchell's house, and we welcome my Contitchy to the world. I quickly go through the intro with my special stats being perfectly balanced and my skills focusing on guns, sneak, and speech. Taking the skill perk to get 5 extra skill points, and this is when I get my first achievement for getting kicked in the head. While I do my cross-country run, now is a good time to mention, for stability issues with Fallout New Vegas being wildly buggy when it's unmodded, I've downloaded the FIFA New Vegas mod pack. This adds some quality of life mods, like the ability to sprint, better animations, as well as loads of stability mods, which means the game only crashed on me once during this whole playthrough, which is a rare spectacle for Vegas. So, if you see this as cheating, please write in the comments, no Ross, this simply is not alright. You get it, Mandy? Because my name's AllrightRoss. My plan is to get to Vegas as quickly as possible so I can get myself geared up. I take the right through Sloan and head up through the Black Mountains, skipping all the Deathclaws in Quarry Junction and making this a smooth run all the way to Camp McCarran. Once I reach Camp McCarran, I take the monorail, wearing the NCR armor I got from Black Mountain, and this gets me into Vegas within 10 minutes of starting the game. I head into the tops and find Benny, but that isn't why I'm here for, but this does get me my next achievement for They Went That Way. The real reason I'm here is to hit the blackjack table, so time to get gambling, baby!
Welcome to the tops.
Humbly at your service.
Welcome to Gamora.
Hey, Homer comes through. Let's see. How's it happen? Spin the wheel. Shit.
Monorail back to work.
Okay, that's that.
Whoop, whoop. With all my newfound wealth, I decided to head to the New Vegas Medical Clinic, where I spend most of my money on implants to improve my special stats. Yes, this may cost a lot, but I save enough money for guns, and if the wealthy elite can do it, so can I. Now, as I did say, I am doing this playthrough in a bit of a weird order, so first and foremost, I need to get some high-level weapons in order for this to work at all. So, I go to the gun runners and I get myself an anti-material rifle and a battle rifle. I do this so I have a gun that has 308 rounds and 50 BMG, so I can use the 50 BMG for high-powered enemies and 308 for everyone else. These will be used for the rest of the game, so get well used to seeing them. While doing this, I also get the achievement for selling 10,000 caps worth of goods, which I assume is worded wrong because I bought 10,000 caps of goods, but I'll not question it. I head over to Dunsec Caravan to repair the armor I won in the Gamora, and now time for a short run to the outskirts of Prim.
Hey, where the hell do you think you...
I'm going up to that cliff. For anyone who hasn't played the DLCs, this is supposed to be the last one you do, as it has a lot of high tier enemies and weapons, but it wouldn't be the first time I crossed this new divide. Lonesome Road starts off with quite a hard section with a lot of sentry bots and hard terminals to try and weed out low level characters, which is why I brought the big guns. Once I get through the bunker, I get speaking to Ulysses, who's pissy because in our past life, before we got kicked in the head, we blew up the divide. Long story short, I kill some guys, I get mad rich selling their clothes, I get this sick new drip, and I make my way to Ulysses' temple on the other side of the divide. In the process of this, I get a magic shit ton of ammo, as well as multiple achievements such as Jerry Rigger for repairing all the enemy's gear. This DLC is very linear, and you can't really miss much besides some slight backtracking later on to blow up some nuclear warheads, which I'll get to. I rescue Eddie and head in for the final heated debate with Ulysses.
So you came.
This is where we come to a mutual understanding and decide to team up to kill all the marked men that are flooding into the building. Handy enough, I have explosive rounds for my anti-material rifle, so I blow them up the second they walk through the door. Bada bing, bada boom. Get him! Get him! Sick his ass! Due to me being a loot goblin, I decide to launch nukes at both the NCR and the Legion. I do this so later on I can loot these high tier areas for more ammo, so I shouldn't ever run out of it. And you will also not see me do this because I do it 12 hours from now whenever I'm trying to reach level 30. Up, there we are. Nice! There's one achievement left in the divide for blowing up all the warheads, which means I need to head back in and go to the Courier's Mile, which I may have had a slight hand in creating. In here is probably the hardest area in the game, as with the mods I have installed as well, the enemies have a much higher perception, so they all knew I was here and came at me when I was in the entrance. Needless to say, I had to do a little bit of cheesing in order to make this work. I looted the area, got the last 2 nukes, and on to the next DLC we go. It's always a toss-up for me for which DLC I decide to do first. Usually it's either Old World Blues or Lonesome Road. Old World Blues gives you an easy base you can teleport to and from to store things and heal, whereas the Divide can give you a lot of high tier gear, as well as becoming massively wealthy from selling all of that gear. The Divide won this time, with me selling most of the items so I don't need to worry about weight too much, and now on to Old World Blues we go. Well, right after I take care of some business. Frag grenade in there.
Look out!
Yippee!
I'm hit!
Help! You there, please help me.
Got rid of that problem. Now for an incredibly long voice note. The biggest problem with this DLC is just they never, ever stop talking. Just constantly talking all the time. Guten Tag, motherfuckers. Anyway, I need to get equipment to beat this DLC, so I get moving with my
Penises I see wriggling on its feet.
and go off to start this collectathon. Things to do, places to be. Big mountain. Whoop whoop. As one of the achievements basically makes you go to every location to collect floppy disks for the sync. I start in the X-13 research facility, and here I acquired a stealth suit, which you are supposed to wear in this test, but instead I just kill all the robots watching. That gets me the next achievement for dealing 10,000 damage with GRA weapons. With all the robots dead, doing this course takes seconds. You just need to unlock the store and walk to the end 3 times in a row. This also getting me the cardiac arrest achievement. The last test is a bit different as the robots come back to the living, as now we need to sneak up and shut them down. So I decided to wear the stealth suit for this section, and to my shock and horror, same as the rest of the DLC, it likes to talk too.
Do you like me?
I now head off to the Axia facility, whereas in the stealth suit lab, you have to complete the same course on repeat while sneaking. This one likes to mix it up a little bit, so you only have to complete the same course 3 times while shooting. I spot this fun Easter egg of me and the boys playing poker, and I get the Spinal Tapped achievement for completing the course, as well as unlocking the ability to take down force fields with the sonic emitter. I find the floppy disk for Muggy and return to my true form. Okay. I found more floppy disks and head to the X2 lab to get the antenna. Something to mention is the fact that Dr. Mobius has been sending robo-scorpions after me this whole time. They don't really put up much of a fight, especially with the weapons I have, so didn't really bring it up, but there is a much bigger one coming, so keep that in mind. I go and ransack the scientist's old house back from when they were, wearing flashy onesies, and I find a very, very bad boy called Stripe. I get the achievement for turning on all the Sync's assistants, called Making Friends, which I took as a personal attack. I then head off to the Forbidden Zone Dome and get my brain back. Okay, off I go. I kill the big old scorpion inside the facility and then go talk to this confused old man. Hello. I find out all the scientists are stuck in a loop and I go talk to the old noggin to get the Make Up Your Mind achievement. I head back to the main dome, I fail a speech check and I kill all the scientists, and that is Old World Blues complete, which is followed by a 10-minute unskippable cutscene.
As it had been in the years before the Great War, big...
Eventually, it gained access to the
God.
magneto-hydraulics
Who
plant
cares?
and nearly flooded
through the X8
my
facility
God.
multiple times.
Been like
the
7
computers analyzed...
and checked as the source of all ills.
This has been
All
10
misfortunes.
fucking minutes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was Old World Blues.
Oh, thank fuck. Next up is Honest Hearts, and I'm so serious when I say this. If there wasn't an intro and an outro cutscene, I would have had this finished in 20 minutes. And with that in mind, let's run through this quickly. I arrive at Zion, that's an achievement. I shoot these two men, I shoot this bear, I misjudge the water depth. I get the survivalist rifle, I run the key locations to unlock fast travel. I go visit your boy Josh. I grab this compass, I grab these walkie-talkies, I grab these lunchboxes, I grab this medical bag, I giblet this bear.
Well, that's that.
Oh! Oh, blew him to pieces. I talk to Daniel, he needs a map, I get the map, I kill Whitelegs on another bear, I then take some drugs and kill a bear. So now it's just to do the two separate endings. Daniel's one's really easy, you just have to run across the map, you can save tribals if you want to, but that's not why we're here, so... that's that done. And now just to do Josh's ending, which is basically the exact same thing, but just we kill people instead. We run through the map again, this time we're sticking to the right instead of the left, and we're killing all the Whitelegs along the canyon. We shoot our way through the canyon, and we put a bullet in Mr. Gobbledygook here. And you get it, bitch. And that's us done with Zion.
He would have met if he had died on his knees.
And let's wrap it up. Next, I'm going to head to Sierra Madre, but first, I'm going to go find Veronica and get the Old Buddy Old Pal achievement. While I'm off making friends, I decide to be generous and go help Tabitha find one of her old friends. This helps me reach level 20, and I also say hello to Raoul. At this point, I've looked and seen what main quests I need to do, as well as what ones I can quickly do, so I go for a quick wander down to Helios 1. I reset the terminals outside, which includes killing 3 of the NCR's favourite dogs, for some reason. I get this robot to fix the cabling for me, and direct the power to the strip on Camp McCarran. As a reward for my brave endeavour to help the NCR, I get my retinas burned from my skull. And that's the Lucky Old Sun achievement. Now to go launch some ghouls into orbit. Anyway, this quest is mostly just running around tight halls, so yeah, rockets go brr. And just like that, we now say hello to Father Elijah. A lot of people don't really like this DLC because of how different it is to the base game, but if you play it with a bit of curiosity, there's a lot of hidden things in the fog, as well as around corners you wouldn't really know was there. And it probably would be my favourite DLC in Vegas. Anyway, there's a mongrel in a cage you need to go collect, and that's dog sorted. Right, let's go, God. Next up, I go visit Dean Domino. Hey, Dean. And a lot of people don't like him, but I think he's just a bit misunderstood. All he wants is a bit of respect. If you give him that, he's actually a very handy character to have around, especially later on in the DLC. The trick is to just be a pushover till you're inside the casino. Don't be a dick. Well, actually, let him be a dick and you be fine. And now we say hello to Christine, and that's the achievement for getting the band back together.
Dude, we're getting the band back together.
Next part of the DLC is getting each character to a location so we can start the gala event to enter the casino. It's all very straightforward. The streets are where you can find loads of offshoots and little secret Easter eggs and all additional resources, so I'm just going to teleport the people to where they'll go. So Christine goes here, there's an achievement. God goes here, money in my pocket. Dean here, and firework there. I fall for the same trick that originally got me here, and I wake up without my pals inside the Sierra Casino. I head into the casino and turn on the power. Wait. Ooh. What does that smell? What is that? Jesus. Must be worth so much. 21,000. I just doubled it. Woo! Ooh, big money. Unfortunately, our pal God has snapped back into a mongrel, and he's trying to blow up the hotel in a schizophrenic rage. So we have to convince him to go into the big sleep, and now God is back. We're all good now, so I turn off the gas and get going to Dean. Dean, as you would expect, is in the theatre. He politely describes to us where all the radios are and how to get around to theatre security, so this makes the section a lot easier if it's your first time around. I turn on the show and head back to Dean, and then I head upstairs to see where Christina's ended up. Dean, my boy.
I'm just...
Wonderful. Okay, thank you, Dean. Christine got her voice back due to Dean giving her Vera's voice, so he could open the vault, and I also get the achievement for opening up 25 locks. I need to make my way through the rooms to reach Christine, and avoid the holograms on the floor, as well as the radios in the area. It's quite a maze to get through, and in the end, Christine tells me she's came here for Elijah.
You made it. Good.
Because he took someone important to her. And because of this, she now wants him dead. I convince her that I'll get the job done, and I head down to the vault.
Begin again. But know when to let go.
I make my way through security, and I get into the main vault. I have to do this twice because there's two separate achievements and two different endings. One for killing Elijah and one for sneaking past him, so I start with the sneaking one. This one's really easy. You just go back the way you came, so you just leave the vault, sneak out to the left, and it's all the easier because if you leave Dean alive, he also gives you more time before the collar blows up. I get the achievement for passing 50 speech checks, as well as leaving Elijah in the vault, getting me the safety deposit box. This is for trapping him in there. That was easy. And then load back. I then get the achievement Cash Out for killing Elijah. Then I pull the ultimate Fallout New Vegas cheese. For a DLC that's about letting go, I refuse to be confined by the big casino. I decide not to leave a single drop of gold in that vault. There is, I think, 37 gold pieces in the vault, worth, I think, about 1 million caps. So I won't be going home without it. I kill the old man, I drag his body to the force field door. I then run around the outside of the vault to get to the other side, grab the gold off his corpse through the force field, somehow, and then take a smooth walk all the way back to the wasteland. Oh yeah, we're making it. We got all that gold, baby. Now, there's a reason I done the DLC in this order, because you may question, oh, Ross, how are you going to get the gold back to the gunrunners? Are you going to walk across the whole map? Well, that's why I have this. I teleport back to the sink, drop off the gold, and now I have access to it whenever I need it. And just like that, I'm never going to run out of money. Now that I'm back in the Mojave, I decided to do a couple of the easy quests just to help fill out the achievement list. Starting with one that's all the easier since I nuked half the country, the Boomers and the Volare achievement. I head to the New Vegas Medical Clinic and run over to the Nellis Roadway. I know he gives me money, but I don't need money. It's kind of mean. I take a tremendous amount of drugs and run across the artillery field at such a speed that not even a single artillery shot can be fired. Think of the speed I ran across that. Some poor guard at the door had to witness that. I meet Pearl, I steal a magazine and a snow globe, and I'm now liked by the Boomers. I head back to Pearl, who sends me to find Loyal, who sends me to find a plane, which I then blow up. Boom. And I'm now a friend of the Boomers, and that's Fuller. That was easy. And now to talk to the ghosts of Ross past. Right, that's Fuller done. I recruit all companions. So I need to go to Novak. I go get Boone, but he's still a bit twisty about the whole nuking this country thing, so I'll get him later whenever I blow, the checkered man's head clean off. I head to Jacobstown to get Lily, which just requires a small amount of running. Well, on my way to Jacobstown, I run into some NCR deserters fighting other NCR, so I decide to go over and see what it is. And for some reason, every single member of the NCR turns on me. Maybe to do with the nukes, I don't know. But anyway. Oh, fuck. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't know I was part of this smoke. Interesting. Fine by me. Right, okay. I didn't start it, but I'll fucking end it. And off to Jacobstown I go. I talked to the doctor in Jacobstown, and that's now Lily sorted, so now to go get Rex. While going to get Rex, I also decide just to do GA Blues while I'm there, because it just requires running through Freeside for 5 minutes.
I heard all about what
Whoop whoop. Since I just spent the last 5 minutes going through loading screens, I decided to just keep that going. So I go do the talent pool quest, which is just fast traveling to 4 locations and then coming back to the tops. So him, and that's talent pool complete. While I'm in the tops, I also decide it's time to deal with Matthew. I sneak up on Benny, I grab Maria, I blow his head smooth off, as well as all his security and anyone who wants to fight back, getting me the ring-a-ding-ding achievement. Bam, bam, bam. Now that Benny no longer has a head, the NCR and the Legion now love me. Don't know why. And I'm free to roam the streets without any sort of mild inconveniences. I grab another snow globe and I now have somewhere to store all of my minions. I go collect Raoul from his shack so he can now live somewhere nice. I grab Veronica and head back to get Boone since he's now totally fine with me nuking his nation. Jenny May gets a lead lobotomy and me and my new pal Boone go get Addy. Boone, kill him. Very accurate. He did a very bad job and I'm very disappointed. Next up is Cass, so Boone goes to have a bubble bath in a lucky 38. I talk to Alice McClafferty, talk some shit to Cass, and now she's coming with me to give me the Recruit All Companions achievement, because Arcade Ganon doesn't exist. Okay, so now the real fun begins. I have to do the Gunrunner's Arsenal challenges. So there are multiple challenges you can do, all with various stars depending on difficulty. There's a lot of variety between them, but doing them all in one save would be a bit of a nightmare, so time to do some saving and reloading. So first things first, I'm going to get the achievement for getting 3 2-star challenges. First challenge is to kill robots with a 5.56 pistol. So to do that, I head to the Rapcon headquarter building and kill every robot in the area. This leaves me just 2 robots short, so I decide to leave it for now, and I'll naturally run into robots eventually at some point before the game ends. Next, I do White Line Nightmare. And this is nice and easy, it's just killing Vipers and Jackals with a tire iron. So I head off to Prim and get a tire iron from some of the convicts. Oh, tire iron, that works. I then do a little run around the map as I know where Vipers spawn. While doing this, I unlock the achievement Master of the Mojave for discovering 125 locations. Since I'm riddled with some sort of mental infliction that means I can't complete one task at a time, I now start to do multiple tasks all at once without completing any of them. So first and foremost, I get Maria and kill all the ghouls at Camp Searchlight. That gives me one of the 1-star challenges. After that, I decide to go to Cottonwood Cove, just to unlock the fast travel point. Then I go get a 9 iron to beat House to death with. Then I go get the snow globe from the Good Springs Cemetery. And now I go kill all the rest of the jackals.
That enough? Come on. Ah! Hey. That enough? Ah!
They killed him.
Hey.
Next, big boy. And that finishes that challenge. Next up, I kill all the Emerdas with a minigun. This gets me the Combat Veteran achievement, and now I can reload, and I don't need to do any more 2-star challenges. Up that. Next up, I go beat House to death with a golf club. I kill 2 Securitrons with the 5.56 pistol, and that's the up to the challenge complete. Yeah, that's all the 2 Done. Now I only have the 3-star challenges left, and these ones are probably the most difficult or inconvenient. Mainly just because it's really hard to find the people you need to kill for the challenges, so you need to have a pretty good knowledge of the game and a pretty good character build in order to not be killed instantly. I start off by killing named legionaries with the Ranger Sequoia. First Vulpes, next up the Boatman and the Captain at Cottonwood Cove. Then I head to the Legion camps, smoke absolutely everyone inside with ease, and then head into Caesar's tent and smoke every single member of his court. Excellent. This somehow only gives me 8 out of 10 named Legion characters, so I have to put on my thinking cap to find out where the rest of them are. I head down to Nelson as I know there's one in there, and to my surprise, the NCR is attacking Nelson without my input, so made that real easy. Did see, indeed. I was pretty confident there was a named Legion member in the cave up the road for the Anywhere I Wander quest, so I headed there next, and to my joy, I was right, so that's 10 members of the Legion killed. Oh, yeah. Now, to repeat that exact same process, but with the NCR and a chainsaw. You would think this would be easier, because the NCR is on most of the map, but there's not as many high-ranking members as you would think. At least that came to my mind. I head to Camp McCarran and kill everyone inside the premises. This gives me 4. I repeat, 4 high-ranking NCR members. Next is Camp Forlorn Hope. Then Camp Gulf. Yep, gonna absolutely need turbo in here. Now the Mojave outpost. Oh my god! Jesus Christ! Would you believe I've only killed 8 now? Ambassador Crocker kicks the bucket, then Hayes, then Monroe, and now I hope and pray Hoover Dam has 5 named NCR members. It had 2. Now to Novak, and Nelson, and Helios 1, and then it hit me, Bitter Springs. Madly enough, that took longer than the Legion by a significant amount. Oh, I think I did it. Jesus! And now... So to do this, there's a list of weak weapons. My gun of choice was the recharger rifle, because you only have to get the last hit on the Deathclaw for it to count as killing it with the gun. I steal a recharger rifle from the Van Graffs and head to Quarry Junction. The process for this isn't too hard, I just shoot a Deathclaw with the plasma rifle. Once it's on low health, I swap to the recharger rifle, and then finish it off, and then just do that 5 times in a row. And just like that, pros only is complete, and I don't need to do any more challenges. Thank God, that took like 4 hours. Just finding the named members was a nightmare. Speaking of 4 hours, next up I'm going to complete the game 5 times in a row. First up is Mr. House. This is just the main quest lines of the game, so nothing mad happens, and if you played New Vegas, which I imagine most of you watching have done, you will have done all the endings anyway. There's a lot of crossover between the quests, like Mr. House and the NCR both want you to kill the Brotherhood of Steel. But since I've already done a few quests like Valera, I can skip through a lot of them. Same as for Yes Man, I can skip most of all his quests and just run to a few locations. But anyway, here's all the playthroughs at 3,000 times speed. During the Mr. House run, I got 5 achievements, the first one being Curios and Relics for 10,000 damage with unique guns, Blast Mastery for 10,000 damage with energy weapons. You'll note when it happens for saving the present of the NCR. The House always wins and All or Nothing for finishing the game with Mr. House. Always, always.
You must get to the control.
And so the courier who had cheated death in the cemetery out.
Next up is Caesar's Legion. Nothing of real note here, just speed run through it. This gets me the Arizona Killer achievement, Render unto Caesar, or Kaiser, and Veni Vidi Vici achievements, as well as the super cool bombing run on Oliver getting fucking smoked. Kimble. Kimberly Wimberly Wimberly. Comble. Booyah.
You are the courier, Lord Kaiser.
And so the courier who had cheated death in the.
Next up is Yes Man, and with being able to skip most of his quests, this takes me 5 minutes, which grants me the wild card and No Gods, No Master achievement.
Don't you love seeing the... You did a super job wrapping things up.
Oh, it
But
bugged
I'm not
out
just
again.
saying that because I have to. I didn't want to make a big deal about this.
And so the courier who had cheated death.
Next up is beating the game for the NCR. Same as all the rest of the runs. Slight difference, I blow up the entirety of the Great Khans with one bullet. Doing this bags me the For the Republic achievement, as well as Eureka.
Well, you took your sweet-ass time. That's a fine bit of work back.
And last but not least, it's beating the game on hardcore. For this, I just started a new save, and then I'll load back on the previous one to get the rest of the achievements after. I follow very much the same playthrough, early doors, running through Black Mountain, straight to the strip. I'll be doing the Yes Man ending, since it's the quickest one to complete, let me skip most of the running around the map, and not having to do quests like saving the president of the NCR. I did a few mistakes slowing me down, like trying to befriend the boomers instead of just shooting them on sight, and not being strong enough to kill a member of the Brotherhood of Steel, meaning I had to do their slavery quest first. But I got that done, went and got food and drink from Good Springs, then headed to the dam. I finished off Lannis and Oliver, and that's hardcore mode done. This took around an hour, 20 minutes, so wasn't too bad. Could have done it probably in an hour, but, well, as I said, I made some mistakes.
You did a super...
And so the courier who had cheated death in the cemetery outside Good Springs cheated death once again. And the Mojave Waste...
Right, time for the cleanup. We're in the home stretch now, so now it's just some of the more tedious achievements, or ones I just didn't want to do till now. First up is Return to Sender, a quest I think everyone hates. Not really much to say about this. Just have to run around the map, go to ranger stations, talk to a few people, go back, do it all again, then decide if an old man wants to off himself or not. Not an extremely interesting quest. Not sure why it's an achievement, but sure, here we are. Return to Sender. Now you gotta finish off the damage challenges, just for doing 10,000 damage with different weapons. I start with unarmed, using the Yao Guai Gauntlet, and head to the strip. Just kill everyone in there. I do this till I pop the achievement, then reload and move on to the next one.
Come on. Get some.
What have you done? No! What the hell?
Explosives go up next. I go get a grenade launcher from the boomers. I then repeat the process on the strip. Madly enough, I didn't have enough explosives to cover the 10,000 damage from this alone. Mainly just because I haven't been using any sort of explosives the entire playthrough, other than this. Yippee! So I head back to the Gunrunners and buy a Fat Man and all the mini nukes they have. Fast travel to the Mojave outpost and let them all fly. Still, this wasn't enough, so my last stop was Quarry Junction. With the Deathclaws having a lot higher health pools, boom, there we go. Love the bomb. Sorted. Throughout the playthrough, I have been collecting the snow globes. They just haven't been in the video because it's not really anything of note. So, just a few I have to go collect. First off is Jacobstown, where the snow globe is just sitting on the front desk. I missed it completely, so I had to go back. After that there, I went to Hoover Dam. There's one sitting on the front desk. And lastly, Vault 21, it's just in one of the bedrooms behind a locked door. You can get in here without the door being locked, but I'll let you Google that. Next up, I decided to pickpocket 50 people. While I'm on the strip, this makes it really easy. I just roam the streets, pickpocketing people and reloading if I fail. I head into the Ultralux to get all the people in there, because the diner has a lot of people in it. This takes some time as you need to pickpocket 50 people, but got there in the end, and Artful Pocketer is done. Next up, I need to install 20 weapon mods. With the amount of money I have, this is extremely easy. I just go to the gun runners, sell all of my gear and ammo, use that money to buy all of the weapon attachments and the guns they link to, put them all on. That's the achievement. Took me 30 seconds. Now, what we've all been waiting for. Caravan. So you might say, oh, Ross, I can't believe you actually know how to play a caravan. Never mind 30 games within a reasonable time. My answer to that is I didn't. I looked up a guide on how to play it. So, an hour and a half later, there is 3 games won and 30 games won achievements. Thank you, Achievement Hunter. I miss you dearly. I head back to Black Mountain to hack 2 more terminals for the 25 terminal achievement. I find a couple of boomer children up here, and I was truly shocked by this.
What?
What the fuck? I done went and hacked 2 more terminals in order to get the 25 achievement, and I'm on Black Mountain, where Tabitha is, all the super mutants. And for some reason, a bunch of boomer children have spawned up on the cliff. Alright, so there. Let me show you the map. So that child is up here, and she's down here, and I have no idea why. They're just up.
Hi there.
They're children as well, so they're immortal. So they just shouldn't be here. To follow up the horrible experience that is Caravan, I decided to keep rolling with it, and I did the Star Bottle Cap achievement. I gotta go to the Sunset Sarsaparilla factory and then go find all them fucking bottle caps. Which I didn't realize you need 50 of them. I thought it was 30. I needed to use a guide for this because I just simply haven't explored enough of the map to have collected 50 just when I'm out and about. I was trying to beat the game as quickly as possible, and I may have forgot that this achievement even existed. I get what they're going for, like they want you to explore multiple locations to get the bottle caps and all that jazz, but with the reward being Pew Pew, I just don't think there's really much reason to do it, and that's why I think the completion rate for it on Steam is extremely low. Anyway, The Legend of the Star.
You're the one, yes, you're the star.
There we go, Legend of the Star completed. Right, final stretch. So, I go relieve some stress by blowing up ET. I reach level 30 by completing a few quests and killing creatures in higher tier areas, so I get 45 XP per kill. This gets me the boss achievement. Just 2 achievements left now, so let's go. Both of the final achievements are incredibly slow to do, so I changed the game to hardcore and I sit in the gun runners getting shot by 9mm without any clothes on for a solid 20 minutes of real life time. This gets me 10,000 heal with stim packs, getting me the Stimply Amazing achievement. I know there is a way you can do it where you can just spam all the stim packs at once, but it wasn't working for me, and I assume it's from the mods I have installed that stops you doing it, so I just had to stand there. Right, last one. Now to do the exact same thing, only heal 10,000 health with food items. On the bright side of news, this one does work just by me eating all of them at once. With my huge wealth, this was pretty easy. I just went to the Ultralux, headed into the chef in the diner. I buy all of his food, including all of the Wasteland omelets. I then wait for 3 days and 3 nights, standing perfectly still in the dining room, and I repeat this 15 times in a row. So, a full month and a half in character time, I stand in the dining hall without a single person or staff member intervening. As my final revenge for this lack of care, I go up and punch the chef clean in the face, and then stuff my face with months worth of off food, and I gain the Desert Survivalist achievement. Yep. Yippee! Right. With all my achievements finally being back in my Steam library, I feel fulfilled. Reward myself on my Contici, I decide to go spend a lovely night with Red Lucy.
Even the strongest creatures need their rest. And their companionship. I've been looking forward to this.
Well, there we are, we made it. My Steam library is looking nice and fresh again, and I appreciate you making it this far. If you liked the video, please leave it a like, and leave a comment saying, "It's okay, Ross, even the strongest hunters need their rest." I think the hunter had placed the steed. Now, if you made it this far, if anyone is good at drawing, can you let me know in the comments? I need a new channel, like, picture. Thank you. I had to use AI. I'm not pleased about it, but I can't draw. Bye, Monty. He left me.